Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we are streaming 57 minutes and 34 seconds of chess before my next chess lesson. And I do appreciate and realize that today is a Thursday. This is supposed to be Wednesday's stream, but unfortunately, I did not get enough time yesterday to stream chess. So we're catching up today. And what I wanted to get into was just finishing off the analysis of my games from the Chessmood Grand Prix. I realized it's been a while. And I also realized that, the timing of the stream is not so convenient for those of you in the UK, but hopefully you can tune in at some point and learn from this analysis. So before we get into any new games, I wanted to quickly cover the games I'd looked at already and remind myself of the things I learned in that analysis. So this was a hedgehog game where I basically missed a checkmate in one. I think the situation was like this. Yeah, I got rid of his dark squared bishop. I'd worked hard to open the H file, and I missed this checkmate, actually, at this moment. So that's good to be reminded that I should look out for this diagonal opening. This game, I had this tactic where in this line of the classical Gurgenitsa with g3, this knight is actually not safe. I can actually take it because they can't take my queen because I take their queen, and I win a piece out of that. So that was good. And then this one was a London. What have I written? Bishop reroute, interesting b4 motif. Yeah, so his colors reversed. And I wrote here. Welcome Gloin to the stream. I saw that actually YouTube has some new update where some random purple crown is given, so I guess you get the purple crown for first comment. I don't know. I don't know what these things mean. But anyway, hope you're doing well, Gloin. So I've written when d4 is played, opponent is preparing b4 to undermine d4. Be careful. Right, so I need to be careful of the b4 break. I wonder if a4 is actually playable here. Interesting how a4 is not playable, because I think in the colors reverse position, I'd seen something where a4 is playable. Here b4 can be played. I don't understand. Why can't I take this? Am I not winning a pawn? I am winning a pawn, but apparently there's compensation. Knight e3. Makes sense. Whereas I think if the opponent had played, rather than knight f1, had played this, then a4 is strong. Yeah, so I've looked at this position in a game recently. So now there isn't compensation because the piece is a lot more awkward. Yeah, okay, very, very interesting. There's a difference. So knight f1, then probably d4 is the way, cover e3. Yeah. And a4, yeah, but then, they've created even more holes in their position. Yeah, and now b4 is an idea, so then I need to be careful. Queen b6. And yeah, they can't play b4 still because my queen is covering the square, but after queen a2, then a4 can be met by b4, which is actually good for white. And here I was supposed to just improve my bishop. That was the reroute. Improve my bishop and then strike with a4. Yeah, okay. Man, I had completely forgotten about this analysis was there. These are for chat activity, but it doesn't work properly, and sometimes you don't get XP. Yeah, honestly, Gloyd, I don't care at the end of the day about some comment XP or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe it's useful for you guys. I really don't know. I can't spend the time to pick up on these things. So yeah, what have I written for this one? This one was dealing with the King's Indian, where I've written the King's Indian attack will work if we don't successfully break through on the queen side or center. Even if we win an exchange of pawn, the defense must be taken care of. Knight f1 seems to be the way, especially once the bishop has been removed from c8. Don't be afraid to open up kingside when black pushes their pawns. Better to bring pieces to the defense than get squashed. Yeah, so when there are potential exchanges, exchange, bring the pieces to the defense, and hold that way instead of getting squashed. Yeah, that makes sense. Good to be reminded of that as well. And this one was where I had some bishop a6 idea. Bishop a6, bishop b7 at this moment. Yeah, so keep looking out for this motif. And then get him like this. Okay, yeah, good to see. Yeah, this was the Gurginessa game with h4. H4 push. I mean, I should have written G4 push here. G4 push is the point. Oh no, okay, it's talking about after G4, then later pushing H4. Okay, this makes sense as well. And I remember this game, analyzing this game. And then this C3 Venom, attack over material in opposite sides castles. Where was this? So, okay, we get opposite sides. We attack. Yeah, and this one went pretty well, I think. Yeah, this one was nice. So, but why am I saying instead of material, attack over material? Oh, at this moment. Oh yeah, wow, yeah. Playing for EF6 gave black some counterplay, but playing for C4 just keeps the attack. So that was the point. Yeah. Okay, very interesting. Okay, let's move to the next one then. So, how many more do we have to go? God, we've got around 10 to analyze. This is going to be rough. But yeah, we'll try our best. So, okay. We get castboard structure. Here I should play e3. Very good. So that I can meet bishop f5 with bishop d3. Goes bishop g7. h3. Castles. Bishop d3. Knight a6 or a3. Oh, okay. Apparently I can even take on a6. And this is good. I'm kind of surprised, though. And knight e2 is preferable over bishop... what am I talking about? Knight e2 is preferable over knight f3. And what if they play bishop f5? Just go queen d2 or queen a4 makes more sense. Queen a3, I guess, to cover c5. Cover this square as well. They can't use the b8 square because of my bishop. But likewise, this bishop's very annoying for me as well. What if they just put a rook on the open file? Like castle, so we do something like this. Knight a4, right. Put the knight in like this. Okay, so interesting how this is actually very strong. I like this idea of queen a4, queen a3, given there's no rook b1. Okay, yeah, that's good to know. Because yeah, normally knight a6, the idea is to try and, you know, play knight b4. So I normally just go a3, but bishop a6 appears to be stronger. Okay, so yeah, this ended up being pretty good for me as well. +2 already. Oh, I messed up here? Oh, I want a pawn like this, but it wasn't that good. What? I can take on c5? I don't get it. If knight takes c5 and they take this way? And I take, can't they take my rook? Why am I +2 here? It's black's turn to move and somehow I'm +2 down in exchange. I mean, I got a bishop and a pawn. Like, what if they just play like bishop f5 or something? I don't know. Wow, my position is just that dominant. I just play like knight d4 and push the c pawn. I'm always reluctant to give up a rook like that, but I guess we've got overplay in the position. It makes sense. Yeah, interesting. And rook a c1 is also strong. I guess if they push c4, now we take on e4, and this is somehow different to what we had. Bishop f5 and queen c6, and now, yeah, we're kind of one move faster, and this is weaker. Whereas when we took immediately, they can eventually take on d4, I guess. So this is interesting. Knight c5 is just good. Yeah, very interesting. So I'll put normally good for black, but not after. Okay. Yeah, so I did this exchange, allowed bishop f5, put the queen on c6. I mean, to be honest, this also looks good. This is also completely fine. Yeah, and I lost the rook, but I seem to remember in the game thinking like, yeah, I don't mind losing the rook. I felt like my pieces were very, very active. Yeah, you see how easy it was for me to take an advantage here. Knight e6 immediately. Okay, if knight e6, may move. Knight c7. Oh, knight c7, knight d5, knight f6 maybe? Maybe this is the reroute. If let's say they just go back, then knight d5, yeah. Okay, that's actually very, very nice. Did not see that. Yeah, we're like a diagonal away from this pawn, but like finding a route to get there with tempo, that's actually really nice. So I went king f2 instead, just defending my pawn. Made this exchange because, yeah, I don't want to exchange rooks typically. But I didn't really want to allow black's rook to get active. So I thought, yeah, now we kind of tie the rook down to the defense in some ways. Wow, and apparently this is just not working. Yeah, so this, I completely gave up my advantage playing like this. I mean, you know, it's also a blitz game, so I can't be too harsh on this. Oh, I found e6. Oh, that was a trick. Yeah, I remember. If they capture c5, I play e6 and pick up the rook. A little trap, which my opponent fell for. Very nice. But then, of course, yeah, I still needed to win this game. Yeah, and I saw that actually. Yeah, I keep the h pawn. And I will queen, so yeah. Okay, this was actually a very nice game, but I just missed a few additional chances to win even faster. But yeah, I mean, this type of chess is like so one-sided, it's always nice. So c3 Venom, minority attack, additional motifs. Let's go with that. Okay, next game then, let's very quickly remind ourselves what were the additional motifs that we just looked at. So we got, yeah, bishop takes a6 here to weaken the structure, and we're going to get this situation. We also had knight c5 giving up the rook, was an interesting idea, basically just to say that we've got compensation. And then, yeah, knight e6 with the reroute was very, very nice. Beautiful reroute towards f6. Yeah, very, very nice. So, okay, some good motifs to look at. Welcome, Touchdown, to the stream. How are you doing? Don't think I've seen you here before, so yeah, what's your chess story? How did you come across this channel? Okay, let's have a look at how we beat CM with the Garganitza. Okay, they play the c3 setup. I'm just kind of stalling with my development a little. Go for bishop f5. take back, take back. Yeah, and I think I didn't care if they went like knight g3 or something. I mean, I think I was just gonna play like e6 and sacrifice the pawn. Yeah, they can take this pawn, but like, you know, it's so risky. Yeah, this is an idea even in the Sveshnikov when the bishop's not here. Like, get this attack very quickly. I wonder if I would have played that way. Yeah, maybe knight d7 feels a little stronger because you just cover the f6 square. Yeah. Okay, so glad to see that that's okay. And yeah, we fixed the structure. Knight d7, knight f8, knight g6. And okay, I already win a pawn. White structure is kind of horrible. Win another pawn. I definitely miss h3. I didn't miss h3, yo! I was cooking this tournament. Holy crap. h3. I've literally played this like so well. Did my opponent berserk, or did I have to berserk against them? Oh, I didn't berserk. I'm just playing slowly. But okay, I mean, I had some tough decisions to find, I guess. So h3 was good. Threatening mate. Oh, I did not find bishop h2. Yeah, that's too much. I can't see everything. But rook g8 is fine. And I did find bishop h2 next. So bishop h2, how does this win? If they take here, then I take here with check. And if they go here, I mean, I'm seeing this line with like taking on here. Taking on e5, yeah. But then what's the follow-up? The follow-up might be rook b8. That might be the only move that is kind of like leading somewhere. That's not an easy move. Yeah, it's not an easy move at all. Yeah, and then we want to be taking on d5. Yeah, okay, this is not easy. Not easy to find. I mean, I'll even delete that, I think. Like, I prefer rook g8, I think. g3, bishop e3? What is that? And queen takes? How does this work? g3, bishop e3? Why can't we just take? Oh, because I take the rook, yeah. I may have even seen that in the game, to be honest. Bishop h2. Yeah, they can't take because I win the rook. So now I took here. Yeah, maybe I should have taken on g2 first, but okay, messed this up. I mean, yeah, this was a whole scramble. Yeah, I kind of blundered the bishop, which was awkward. Yeah. How did I survive this? Oh yeah, I was on like no time, and rather than just, you know, play out the winning position, my opponent tried to flag me, which is never a good idea. And yeah, now actually the tables are turning, and we get this endgame. That's just better for me. I messed up here. g2. Or rook g4. Rook g4 takes on f5, and rook c4. Yeah, I guess actually the rook is very well positioned here, because you're cutting off the king, and you're preparing to push this pawn and get behind. Well, I play rook h3, and then this rook back. I mean, I don't exactly like this. Oh yeah, and then he went for this. That's absolutely crazy. From a CM. To not calculate entering into the pawn endgame, and of course then I'm winning. Yeah. I mean, this is what happens. But yeah, I think I played a pretty nice game up until, you know, I really got too short on time and didn't find the way. I mean, h3 was very nice. This bishop h2 is possible, I guess. I mean, bishop h2, I don't even lose anything though, right? So then I probably should play it. I mean, not obviously. Okay, no obvious knockout blow, but white king. Oh my god, white king is permanently weakened. Yeah, probably this would be better then if I'd seen this. Rook g8. Castle's queenside here. Tough move to spot. And bishop takes e1. Not exactly what you want either, but I guess you just, you know, like, are a bit more risk-free. You know, if your attack dies out, you don't have a hanging bishop on g3. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool. So this was I'll put like risk-free. Which is what you really like to see. Yeah, I'll call this one just attacking finesse. Gergenitzer. Learned some new ways we can deal with that. Okay, so then we played an NM and lost. So let's see how. We got mainline London. I mean, this is, I never lose these positions. But this line is pretty strong, I have to admit. Queen c8 looks a bit dodgy though. What conclusion? I had a conclusion recently how to deal with this line. Let me see if I end up going for it. I think the conclusion I had recently was later though. I think how I play it is fine. And I think my conclusion was I actually want to bring the knight like this to e3. I think this was my thought, but this is also fine, what I'm doing. And play with a5 like this. Interesting. I mean, yeah, with my queen on a2, then I can kind of grip the queen side a bit better. Yeah, this actually looks very nice for me. Didn't like this move. Preferred queen b2. Seems alright to me. Wow, this position is just better. So this is good. This is good. I think I remember wondering in the game whether I can get away with this. And the answer is yes. And b takes was the correct recapture. But then, how did I manage to mess this up? Knight e5 was even good. Okay, great. Knight c6. And here I should have taken the knight. Aha. Okay, so let me try and understand why I didn't do this. My first instinct is probably because I was scared of pawn takes. Because now I don't have that weak pawn to target on the open file, but I guess I've got the b6 square. Yeah, I've got the b6 square. No, I don't. I'm just winning a pawn. Okay, that's the real reason. I did not see that the pawn was dropping. Ah, that's very annoying. This has nothing to do with the b6 square at all. It's just literally a free pawn. Okay. Jesus. Oh yeah, that's good to see though. Otherwise I'm going to keep missing that free pawn. And yeah, good to see that the position's not like overwhelmingly winning, you know, if I miss the free pawn. So that's reasonable to be doubting this change in structure. Queen c6. Yeah, if they have to take queen c6, then I'm quite happy. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Queen b3 looks reasonable. Lots of moves look reasonable. Queen b3. Yeah, just put more pressure. have this option as well, maybe one day. Wow, even the idea of rook a4, that's a super nice idea to swing this way. Add more pressure. Okay, so actually, yeah, the way I handled this position with playing on the queen side actually looks very nice. Okay, I'll put preparing to set up against minority attack. Yeah, this actually was a really nice way to play it. Kind of surprised I found this like so quickly over the board. Yeah, and then I blundered a pawn. Like at this moment, yeah, bishop d3 is way too fancy. I mean, like, you know, if I don't play knight takes c6, I mean, this is like what I was planning, but then played too fancy. Yeah, like knight d3. I mean, it's just a position. But this is yeah, really poor. I kind of wanted this situation to play against the knight with the knight on d3, but yeah, I completely missed this, and then I realized, well, I can't take, so I have to take here, and then I simply lose a pawn. My structure is terrible, and now I'm worse. And I guess I tried to fight this on, but I guess I didn't succeed. I mean, this looks promising for me. At least I get my rooks to 7th. Yeah, so actually I am better here, but I guess I just didn't handle this resulting endgame so well. Okay, I even win this. Yeah, it doesn't matter which pawn I take with. Okay, and I managed to choke this position. Oh yeah, I have 18 seconds against 2 minutes. Yeah, these unnecessary checks. I remember there was a Grand Prix maybe 2 months ago where I did these unnecessary checks. So unnecessary checks costing the position again. So be really careful with this kind of play. What should I have done here then? G4. Is there any other way I could try and hold this? Pressure from the back maybe makes sense. Yeah, I guess if they have to play h5, then this looks like we're holding the structure very well. Yeah, I should have got my rook more active. I mean, it is a rook endgame after all. Active rook. Yeah. Need a biscuit. This would have been strong. This is not an easy defense though. I think this is like hard to hold with the broken pawns. Still tricky to save. So yeah, f5 was very good. Oh, but then he actually messes up? That's crazy. So why is f4 drawing? You can take, and I guess he's winning h4, right? But in this position, now it's a draw. Oh, and yeah, rook f2 was so stupid. Rook f2, I mean, he just plays rook here and I'm lost. So I should have just played anywhere else. So that if he plays rook d3, then I've got checks from the side. This was just, yeah, worst place for the rook. So if rook d3, then at least I can go rook b4. This is strong. Yeah, or rook a2 is also good. Yeah. Shocker. Absolute shocker. Yeah, but I mean, okay, I had like 6 seconds. Did I have increment? I guess I must have. Yeah, I had increment and just still blundered this. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I remember, yeah, noticing this in the game as well. It wasn't like a big surprise that, yeah, my rook f3 move was just bad. But yeah, so his knight takes c6 here would have led to a very strong, yeah, strong transition of the position. Yeah, and this is a free pawn. I need to really make note of this. This is a free pawn. Take on c6. Okay. Okay, so this is c3 Venom against minority attack. I'll just leave it there. I'll just write finesse. Like could have finessed it better, right? Okay, next one. So now I play against 2000. How does this one go? We get this kind of Garganitza, and my understanding of this position now is that it's best to just take on e4 and trade queens, I think. So in this position, I think this is already worth doing. But yeah, this position is always not so easy to play, I think. But yeah, I think this was my conclusion. Knight d7. If they try some bishop c4, we can go knight c5 and develop. I think it's very playable. Because otherwise, when white gets this kind of like Dutch-like attack, and it's really not easy to play. Like maybe in shorter time controls they can mess up, but in longer time controls it's very tough. Interesting that I can even play into the endgame. That's interesting. I can take on e4, take on d1. This is playable too, but yeah, we can see the engine like on a few inaccurate moves, and white is getting better. So I don't think I want to give up that bishop. But okay, let's see how this position went. Again, I wasn't happy with what I played. d4 is still good. d4, what if pawn e4? And if we go this queen d1 again, let's say bishop d1. Really wants me to take on c3, but also e5 is good, f5. I wish I was better at like late middle game positions like this, just to be able to understand what's going on. It's not clear to me at all, this position. Okay, I need more fuel. Let's go for a banana. Bishop f3. Oh, did I just miss d4? Are you kidding me? Oh man. Okay, so spot forks in one move. That would be great. So maybe against weaker players I can play in this way, because I've never really had problems playing this structure against weaker players. It's just against stronger, like 22, 2300s. Like, I feel like the structure is just not so good. Okay, maybe that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, like for instance, if white plays f5 here, it's definitely feeling a bit shaky. And that's the thing, the center is open, so it's like still very dangerous to, you know, play this kind of maneuvering stuff. I should probably just get developed and castled quickly, like knight e7, knight d7, and at least have the option of castling. Yo, Benjamin, what's up? When are you coming back to Malaysia? Man, I have no idea. Probably not within 2 years, at least, I'd say. I mean, it really depends. I've got some plans which I won't disclose. I've got some plans to try and make it to Southeast Asia semi-permanently. But that's all gonna, you know, take some time. And so yeah, I'd probably say like 2 years. Probably is the next time. Maybe a bit less than 2 years. But yeah, I had some crazy shogi experiences in Japan. I'm now in South Korea, but in Japan, yeah, the shogi was crazy. Especially in Osaka. Yeah, it was a real vibe to play that. But yeah, so yeah, this long maneuvering was way too ambitious. Do I want to spend the time now to actually investigate this endgame a bit more? I probably should. Yeah, I had this idea of developing the knight and bishop like this. I mean, I almost feel like, you know, I'm not going to get to the bottom of this right now, so it's better just to, like, you know, get this in a game and then, you know, find out for, like work it out over the board. Like what pieces I want, where my pieces belong. I have to be very focused to draw any conclusions right now about this. I don't want to draw the wrong conclusions. Okay, so yeah, let's move on. So somehow my opponent messes up their potential initiative, and we get a decent position. And d4 apparently is strong. I guess like it's just to do with the knight being awkwardly placed. d4, knight b5? What is my point? I don't blunder queen d5, knight c7. So d4, knight b5. How am I dealing with this? Maybe queen b6 is the way. Yeah, I can imagine that's the point. Knight b5, queen b6. Okay, queen b6 is second best move. a6 is first. a6. Oh yeah, I mean my queen's still defending right now, so yeah, this is quite nice. I mean, it always feels a little bit risky to push such a healthy pawn. Yeah, he just blundered a queen. Yeah. Hope you can come back streaming shogi. Yeah, it's gonna be some time. I mean, I've got some chess tournaments in the summer, so I need to yeah, get my chess improved. So I'm just analyzing some games from a Blitz tournament I played a week ago. Yeah, I don't know what to note about this one. Maybe, okay, watch out for the fork. I mean, I really should pick up on this. But yeah, this structure's a tricky one to get to the bottom of. Yeah, I mean, I think practically it also makes sense to trade the queens against a stronger player when playing against someone who plays this Dutch setup, because probably they want to attack and now they can't. I wish I just knew like the optimal way to play this kind of position. I mean, maybe it's to push e5. Maybe that's the point of knight d7 as well. So like if they yeah, it looks like it is, right? If they just play some slow move here, like, you know, a move that's not so useful, bishop d2, then e5 is the way. But bishop c4, then there's like some stuff. If I play e5, apparently not. I can still play e5. Knight g5 is knight h6. Yeah, it feels a little bit scary. Wow, I just played knight e5 anyway? b5, a5. Knight c5. I'm kind of curious how this works. So if they were to take, and then they take on f7. So they win a pawn, but I have full compensation. I guess with the bishop pair, that makes some sense. Yeah, it's showing some line where I even castle queenside. I mean, this is a weak pawn. I don't know. I think I'd be able to work it out over the board. Honestly, I think I can work it out. So, yeah, whatever. Okay, Durganitz versus Dutch. Don't miss the fork. I think that's. I mean, the biggest thing I can get from this one is just like, you know, make sure you pick up when they go bishop e3. Look out for that option to push d4 if it's available. Okay, so c3. We beat an IM with this. I tried to be tricky in case, you know, they pre-moved something. I mean, they may have pre-moved castles in which they can't play it. So maybe actually that's an important point. So maybe even here is worth the trick. Worth the trick here, given knight c6 is probably next. But yeah, it's tough to know. Like maybe the opponent is gonna pre-move like b6 or something. So I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I play for the trick because, like, I mean, I lose like one tempo, potentially win the game on the spot. And the tempo doesn't matter so much. I mean, yeah, engine says that black's better, but I don't believe it. 92. It's not that I don't believe it, it's just like it's, you know, it's imbalanced. So whoever plays the better game will win. So okay, this is all fine. Play a4 here. Turns out b4 is already playable. Okay, so maybe I can also deal with this potential push with b4 immediately. But okay, a4 is what I did. And now I went for my b4 plan. If I go c4, what if they push d4? Yeah, I'm not sure I like this situation. Where if takes, they take. And just to check this, can they do this one? Apparently not. What's the reason? Oh, d5. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, but what about b4? Rook c8, I go bc5. Yeah, I was hoping for bc5 and c4 now. This was the play. A rook b1, apparently. If they go back. Oh, again, I'm dropping this pawn. I mean, I missed this earlier in the stream as well. Rook c7. And now c4 is good. Okay, makes sense with the improvement of the rook. And why is this actually not so good for white? Just plus 0.1. Oh, because they can take with the queen. Wait, no. My idea is I want to play knight f3, but I guess the bishop is going to chop. Yeah, that's the problem. I can't quite get knight f3 in. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Knight b3. Yeah, this is... So rook c7, and then if I go c4, what if now they go d4? How is this different? So I take on here. When I take here, then I weaken the knight. b6, knight b3. Just trying to understand. Oh, rook b6. I've been looking at rook b3, thinking about rook b6. Rook b6, okay, that makes a bit more sense. But how is this actually... What is this achieving exactly? I mean, there is a lot of pressure. I mean, black has to be very careful. Yeah, and I guess this is permanently weak. I can kind of believe how this is tough for black to play. So knight d6, knight b3, queen e5, knight a5. Still need to defend the pawn, so bishop c8. Yeah, and you just try and get, like, super active super fast. Yeah, queen here, queen here. Yeah, okay, I can believe this. But yeah, my opponent plays it this way instead. I manage to hold the pawn. I get off the pin. I go for c4. Knight e4, wow. I guess the point of knight e4 is that when I take, they can throw in this. I assume that's the point. Can they throw in this move? No, they can't, because then I defend. So they just trade. I guess I'm not actually threatening to take. I mean, when I played c4, I'm not threatening to take anyway, so... Yeah, they should have... Yeah, played this better, I guess. What was the play then? If I can't break with c4, how am I dealing with this? Engine wants this maneuver. It makes sense. Just gonna go back somewhere. I like queen b2. Queen b2, try and play rook b3. Okay, so yeah, c4 just wasn't working when my rook is loose. Less strong with rook loose on c1. Yeah, but then he traded this kind of lets me off the hook. Lets me off. So rook c4, get rid of that weakness. And yeah, this is still anyone's game. Rook b2, queen d1. Oh, and I actually messed up here. So queen d8 first and then knight d6. So what on earth is the difference between this? So I played knight d6. Ah, there's queen d7. So that would have been a decent move to have found. But why is it not the same? Why can't I do this? Rook takes b6. Because this queen takes a4. Fair enough. Yeah, and then you're having to play this slightly better endgame, where you've got the better minor piece, but maybe they've got the outside passed pawn. Bishop c4 looks very strong. Rook f6 forced. Yeah, it definitely looks like white is pressing this. But queen e5, I guess, was a mistake. So what? Queen d8, king g7, knight d6 now. And if there's no queen d7. Yeah, because then just trade him and I win the bishop. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I'd have to see that queen d7 is a good defense in order to justify this queen d8. Yeah, I took on b6. And then, yeah, this was just winning. Just consolidate. You see how I'm consolidating my pieces? Now I'm just like trying to get the trade just to make my life a bit simpler, even though I weaken the pawn structure. But yeah, I saw that my king is just safe like this. I got the trade and then yeah, it's just completely winning. So this was a nice conversion and outplayed him from the middle game position that everyone hates, but I quite enjoy. What was this? Bishop takes... Oh yeah, I was just talking about the finesse at the start. Yeah, then we're looking at this bc5, and the point was like actually throwing in rook b1 is actually a useful in-between move. Good to note. Yeah, so how did I turn around this position so well? I had good pressure on b6. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I should also note queenside majority is good for white when heavy pieces are still on the board. Can exploit pawns as weaknesses. This is the rule. Like, if everything trades, then I'm actually lost because these pawns are a winning majority. But if the heavy piece is on, then it's not. Then it's actually a weakness. So yeah, I handled the defense well, and then yeah, just got the knight d6, which was very strong. So just slightly more active, paying off. Okay, very nice. So this was, what was this? C3 Venom, draw line, God, what to even call this game? I guess we'll use the word of the day, which is finesse. Like, it's all about just like making these tiny improvements to how I'm playing already. I mean, on the whole, it's going pretty well. So yeah, beaten I am. That was nice. And now beat this 2100. So how did this go? Yeah, and I went for this plan against the stone wall. Yeah, many ways to play it. Probably worth a try in Blitz. But yeah, somehow things went wrong in this game. But okay, it doesn't look too bad actually. Yeah, repeated twice, changed my move. C5, wow. C5 here, okay. And if they take, I take the knight, oh god, yeah. So, okay, that's actually why we're trying to undermine it. But actually, if they take my knight, what if they take my knight on b6? I just take back and I'm just chilling. Fair enough. Interesting that even king b8, they take on a7, and king a8 is also good for black. It's quite nice to see. Also good. But okay, knight d7. And yeah, I managed to try and kick away this knight. I gave up on this plan, but bishop f6 as a way looks pretty good as well. And again, c5 again. Bishop f6 or c5, both trying to dislodge this knight. Yeah. So okay, I changed my plan. I went for the attack instead. Let me get back. So yeah. Yeah, defended e6, pushed e5, and was supposed to throw in rook d1 first. Why is that? Apparently they can take and push h3. Don't really understand the significance of all of this. What, because of some random knight e7 at the end? Like, what is this? Whereas if I take on, like, why is it so different? Like, this is -3. What is the difference here? Oh, with queen b6, so not taking on e5. Interesting. I mean, queen e5 feels so natural. And if bishop c3... I mean, this is how the game went, right? Oh, but I wanted to check... Yeah, rook d1. What happened in the game? Yeah, if queen e5, then what if they play h3? What's the difference? So here I can go knight takes. Ah, because the rook is no longer on e1. Oh, so that's the difference. Now I don't have this tactic. Oh, the rook's on f1. But yeah, I no longer have this tactic. Knight e3. Yeah. Okay, wait, give me 1 sec, guys. Yeah, sorry, I had to sort something out real quick. Okay, so, yeah, so I guess, okay, just some tactical implication why this is slightly different. And he actually does go for this h3 idea. Yeah, I took with the queen anyway. But yeah, this position, it's just messy. I didn't have much time on the clock, so I guess I handled this pretty well, all things considered. I went for the trade. Yeah, and I've got this passed pawn. And okay, I have increment, so yeah, this is easily winning. Okay, and I get the mate. Okay, very nice. So, I mean, I don't know what to comment on this game. I mean, it was just quite messy. And then it was just like some dancing with like dislodging this knight. Yeah, and queen b6 was a better way to attack here. Yeah, not easy at all. Yeah, it's just a tough game. Tough. Yeah, this is like black versus Stonewall g5 push. Complicated. Complications, let's leave it there. I mean, yeah, not sure what to gain from this one. I mean, yeah, we saw that this c5 idea to dislodge the knight is interesting. That's about it. I wonder if we can squeeze in one final quick game. Let's try and squeeze it in. So, okay. We get an exchange Garganitza. Yeah, this knight g1 was very awkward. And then yeah, I remember this one. This was I already know what to name this one. This is Garganitza playing too ambitiously. Backfires. Yeah, like this was provocative. And then at this moment, I actually think e5 is just like unnecessary, super unnecessary. So yeah, actually, it turns out that his position isn't that terrible. I should just play like knight f6, and just not react to his play. I mean, what if he plays like bishop d3 instead first? Maybe that's a better way to do it. Now e5 is more interesting. Ah, yeah. Now this is more interesting. And if they take, yeah. Now this is a bit more interesting. Okay, so with knight f3 and bishop d3, e5 break makes more sense. Yeah, makes much more sense. But even so, I mean, I can still play with like e6 or something. And even bishop f5 here is good. I'd probably even take with the g pawn. I think this is also fine. Also good. Yeah, and I remember basically, I mean, okay, I don't have too much time, but yeah, I just blunder a pawn. But apparently my position is still okay. Yeah. Opening the center before completing development is recipe for simple blunders like this. Like, I know Engine says that I've got compensation, but it's not easy to realize. Yeah, and okay, so rook e1 is even better. Queen d6. Yeah, I went for this complication. Trading queens. Yeah, probably the queen trade makes sense, actually. It's actually interesting. No queen to coordinate with extra piece. Yeah, and then I think at this moment, I didn't really... Oh yeah, I blundered a piece even, and this went downhill rapidly. Okay, so had a quick look at this game. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I still have several more games to look at, but I think one more session of this analysis, we should be able to finish everything. But yeah, I mean, the more analysis of serious games like this, the better. And unfortunately, guys, I gotta go teach a chess lesson, although actually I am quite looking forward to teaching this lesson. So on that note, I will see you on Friday for our next stream, given that this was supposed to be a Wednesday stream. Okay, bye guys.